The rain had been falling relentlessly that night, drumming on the cracked asphalt like a warning. Daniel had heard the stories. The abandoned factory at the edge of town. The place where 30 workers had perished decades ago in a fire. Everyone in the village avoided it. Everyone except him. Curiosity had drawn Daniel here, despite the chill crawling up his spine. The factory loomed ahead, a hulking skeleton of rusted steel and brick, its broken windows staring like hollow eyes. Puddles reflected the dim glow of a lone streetlight, and fog rose from the wet earth in ghostly tendrils. Even from a distance, the air felt heavy, as if the factory were breathing, waiting for him to step inside. Daniel hesitated at the rusted gate. Chains rattled in the wind, a hollow metallic groan that made his stomach knot. Every instinct screamed at him to turn back, yet he couldn't. With a trembling hand, he pushed the gate open and stepped forward. Puddles reflected shards of light, shadows stretching and twisting with every movement. Each step felt heavier than the last. The cold wind gnawed at his skin, whispering through the broken windows as if warning him of the horrors that waited inside. The main hall stretched endlessly before Daniel. Rusted machinery stood frozen, coated in dust and cobwebs, like silent sentinels of a forgotten time. Broken windows leaked rain, forming shallow rivers along the cracked floor. Shadows clung to the corners, moving ever so slightly. Daniel's heart pounded as he realized the silence was not empty. It was alive with something unseen, something watching. Each breath he took felt heavier in the thick, cold air of the factory. And then, he saw them. Figures moving among the machinery, charred and burned, their hollow eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. Semi-transparent shapes repeating the motions of their last day, lifting tools, pushing levers, hammering at machines that had long since ceased to function. A low hiss echoed through the hall. The machinery trembled. Wheels began to turn slowly. Hammers swung in the air. Belts rattled. The workers moved endlessly, trapped in a loop of agony, a ghostly reflection of the fire that had consumed them decades ago. The machinery groaned to life, moving of its own accord. Sparks flew from rusted equipment. Invisible hands seemed to grip the levers, operating the machines with terrifying precision. The air grew thick with the scent of smoke and rust. Daniel realized the factory itself had awakened, alive, angry. Every shadow stretched toward him. Every movement mirrored the horror that had claimed the workers so long ago. A sudden chill ran down Daniel's spine. Taller than the others, more defined, appeared the foreman. His suit was tattered, his face burned beyond recognition, yet his eyes glowed with an intense, otherworldly anger. He pointed at Daniel. Though no lips moved, a voice echoed in his mind. Leave, or join us. Shadows pulsed behind him, reaching for Daniel like living things, warning him with the silent promise of death should he stay. Daniel ran. Corridors twisted unnaturally, doors slamming shut behind him. Metal staircases groaned under his weight. Machinery roared to life, hissing and clanging like a predator closing in. Every step brought him closer to terror. Shadows reached from the walls, clawing and pulling. Whispers filled his ears. Desperate, pleading, threatening. Don't leave, stay. They repeated, louder with each heartbeat. The storm outside had become the voice of the factory itself. And then, finally, a faint glow at the end of a side exit. Daniel lunged forward, bursting through the door into the pouring rain. The storm raged, drenching him, but behind him, silence returned to the factory. Shadows froze in place. Machinery paused mid-motion. Even the foreman's glowing eyes vanished into the darkness. Daniel collapsed on the wet pavement, gasping, soaked, yet alive. But the image lingered. The factory still loomed, silent, patient, waiting. The workers repeated their endless labor. The foreman's warning etched into his mind. Curiosity would one day draw another soul inside, because the cursed factory never forgets, and it never lets go. Even now, when the wind whistles through abandoned buildings or rain drums against a window, Daniel can hear the faint echoes, the hiss of machinery, the whisper of burned voices, the footsteps of the forgotten workers, calling for anyone foolish enough to enter.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel for more interesting stories.